I don't very easily say that I fall in love with entertainers, but this one I'm afraid I did. It's a long time ago that I first began to hear the most exquisite sounds of Judy Collins. And the wonderful thing about Judy Collins is that live or on record, we can all delight in her glorious voice. This Friday night, Symphony Hall, Boston, Saturday night, Mechanics Hall, Worcester. Judy Collins, we welcome you. It's such a special treat to meet you.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here with you.
Gate of Horn, Maid of Constant Sorrow, Golden Apple of the Sun, your first two albums, am I not right, madam?
I fell over. This is too early in the morning for this. But you remember the Gate of Horn? You're one of probably 5 or 6 of us who remembers that.
Sure.
It was a wonderful place.
It was a wonderful place. Bostonians probably don't know about it. But once upon a time, weren't you on your way to becoming a classical pianist, a concert pianist?
Yes, I studied the piano for many years when I was growing up. And it wasn't until I was in my teens that I found the guitar and what they call folk music, whatever that is. Now we call folk music anything that falls within the realm of singability, I guess. But I started to play the guitar, and I learned wonderful songs, and I started to sing in places like the Exodus and the Gate of Horn, the 47 in Boston. The first place I worked here was a Golden Vanity. Do you remember the Golden Vanity?
No, I was not in Boston then.
Well, it was a little tiny club near Boston University, and I used to drive up from Storrs, Connecticut. I'll never forget it. I commuted every night, both ways.
Living in Storrs?
Living in Storrs. So that was my first experience of Boston. I was busted for a car here that didn't, and I had to come up here and go to court.
Wait, say that again. You were busted for what?
I was in a car that didn't have a proper license.
I see.
And I remember I was parking on the street, double parking. I was on the left side, lining up parallel, and I swung in one fell swoop, and I made the park perfect. The cop walked up to me. I thought, he's going to compliment me on what a great job I just did. And I opened the window, and he smiled in that nice way they do up here in Boston, and he said, "Ma'am, your whatever is run out, and I have to take your car." And they took my car out from under me, right out from under the parking place.
Hospitable. Well,
I came back. I love Boston.
You could have said, but someday I'm going to be Judy Collins off of it. Now, the change in the music is one thing I have in my mind, but the politics of this country, let's say over the last 20 years, where does Judy Collins weave in and out of the politics over the last 20 years?
I think you have to, at least for me, I have to stay connected with issues that I care about.
And they are now what?
And they are the same things they always were: human rights, women's rights. I don't know that, I think when I was being politically active in the 60s, it was unusual because there weren't so many people being politically active. Now, of course, everyone is active. Everyone has a card. Don't you get things in the mail from all of your friends, from all the things that they support all the time?
Yes, quite a few.
And didn't I just spend in the dressing room writing invitations to a Ms. Foundation, which I support, function? We have to keep doing it. The difference is that in those days it was unusual, and nowadays it's not unusual.
Yeah, and you have been consistent over the years, I know, and been active and involved. And
you know, I don't think that we can, in our personal lives, whether we're quotes unquote famous or infamous, avoid dealing with issues that result in our doing service. Doing service. I just saw that little girl from the Easter Seals.
No, March of Dimes.
March of Dimes.
Right.
And I thought, my God, that little girl's doing service.
She is indeed.
She's going around the world, and she's talking about how you and I can help people like her and ourselves, you see, because service helps us.